It's January 1st of 2025 and the markets are pumping into the green, baby. Let's go. Bitcoin is up, and look at the altcoins already in the top 100, already up 10 to 15 to 20%. Where are the critical levels for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and are we about to head into the largest altcoin season ever? We're going to be covering all of this in this video today. We're going to be covering technical analysis for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some historical data, critical returns for Bitcoin and Ethereum through CoinGlass. I'm Blockchain Crusader with Real World Asset Watchlist. If you guys aren't hitting that like or subscribe, you guys are missing out. Make sure you do that, and let's jump right into it. Now, we're starting off with the returns for Bitcoin and Ethereum here. There is a historical pattern that has been playing out over the years throughout these halving events that are very critical for you to be aware of. Starting off with the Bitcoin quarterly returns, back in 2016 was a halving year. The fourth quarter of 2016 was up 58%. Guess what happened the following year of 2017? The year after the halving, the first quarter was also in the positive. Now let's jump to 2020. 2020, similar thing. Halving event in 2020, fourth quarter, 168% to the upside. Guess what happened in 2021? Quarter one, up 103%. Now, fast forward to 2024. We just closed out 2024, fourth quarter up 47.73%, and we've already got the first quarter already in the green. Now, can we have a dip here? Yes, we can, but we'll cover that more in the TA, so make sure you stick around. Now let's hop over to the Ethereum returns. Look at Ethereum's returns in quarter one historically. The only two times in history that it has been red has been in 2018, the depth of a bear market, and in 2022, in the middle of another bear market, has been the only times that in the history of Ethereum since 2017 has it been red in quarter one. Meaning that if in quarter one Ethereum is pumping, that means that the altcoin season is rallying. There's no such thing as an Ethereum pump without the altcoins rallying behind it along with Bitcoin. Now, let's start jumping into some critical analysis here for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Starting off with Bitcoin once again. Bitcoin today on the first day of January. Guys, if you haven't smashed those likes, definitely do so and hit that subscribe here at Real World Asset Watchlist. We've got the best data and info for you guys. Like I said, January 1st, we got our first daily candle here for Bitcoin, and we're on the move, baby. We're on our way to the monthly target of the $95,512 price point, which is the December naked point of control. So as we stay within this range, right, meanwhile we stay above 93,700, and we've been bouncing off the 92 as support, so this is our last leg here of support. But meanwhile we stay above this area within this range. Our two targets right now are the 95,000. We need to clear that. Next up is going to be the fourth quarter naked point of control, sitting at 97,000, basically 300. So if we clear this area here and we stay above it, we need to hold this area support. This is where things get tricky. If we do not hold this area, we could run it up to 100, come back, that's fine, but we need to hold 97. Now, why do I say $97,000 is critical for Bitcoin? Because if we don't hold it, we're going to have a lower high. Right, we have our local high right now. We have another lower high here. And if we are to get rejected in this area, we will be having another third lower high. And what does a lower high come with? Well, a lower low. And if we are to get rejected here and fall back below to this 92,000 area, and likely not to hold, right? The more you batter a support line, the weaker it gets, and the likely it's going to fall. If we fall through here, our next target is $87,000 to $86,000 for Bitcoin, which will definitely drop the altcoins. Now, but Crusader, you said we're going to have an altcoin rally in quarter one. Absolutely. This can definitely play out. We can definitely have a drop to 87,000 within the quarter one of the first 3 months of the year, right? We have 3 whole months. We can drop all the way down here and still pump it back up into new all-time highs before the first quarter is over and close out the quarter in the positive, which is something you guys need to remember. This is not a day-by-day price prediction. This is not a day-by-day analysis. This is a larger macro analysis for the entire quarter one of 2025. Now, let's talk about some upside targets. If we are to clear the $100,000 area and we are to break out of this area here, which is the value area high for the month of December, our initial target is going to be 104 to 106, which will take us right to the top of the value area high for quarter four. Once we hit 107,900, up there, we're going back into price discovery again, which I think we could be targeting up to as high as 125 or higher at that point in time. But we will cover that as we get closer to those levels. Now, potential targets to the downside if we do drop to 87. Well, here we have it. If 87 does not hold support, which is very critical that if we do visit those levels, that we hold that support. If not, we are going to be entering a little bit of a steeper dump here for Bitcoin, definitely dumping the altcoins, potentially being an opportunity to dollar cost average. But if we do not hold 87 to 86, the next target to the downside is 81,800, which is a daily naked point of control, a very small time frame point of control, which is leading us up to the value area low of Q4 and the yearly pivot, which just got generated as of today, right? The yearly pivot is down at 80,000. So between 81 to 80,000, basically 79,000, we have these three targets right here. This entire line of support here. This is it, guys. This is it for us right here. If we do not hold this, we're going to be filling in that CME gap down below between 81 and 76, right? And we don't want to be talking about that because that's definitely going to be dumping altcoins 30, 40%. But we don't need to fear this, right? We don't need to be afraid of these opportunities. We're still not there. We're still all the way up here. Just got to be keeping a heads up. If we do drop to 87 and this does not hold, these are definitely going to be the likely targets next for Bitcoin. And from there, it could get rocky, but there's no reason to fear the 76,000 is coming just yet when we're sitting at 94,000 today. Now, where is Ethereum going? What is Ethereum going to be doing during all this time? Well, let's jump on over to Ethereum here. Ethereum is currently sitting right directly on the fourth quarter's point of control, currently sitting at $3,367 right now, right? We are sitting here. We need to hold this. If we don't, right, if Bitcoin does have a little bit of pullback, this is going to be very Bitcoin driven. If it pulls back, our two targets for support here are the quarter pivot at 32.54 and if below that at 31.65 for support. If not, we are rotating the full range for the Q4 area, and it's taking us down to $2,900 for Ethereum. That's worst case scenario if Bitcoin does pull back and Ethereum loses this support. Now, if Bitcoin keeps moving up, if we see all the data that we've seen about the first quarter being very bullish for Ethereum, then our first target to the upside is going to be this little resistance zone, this little red rectangle here between 3,460 and 3,513. That's going to be our first aerial target. If we get clear that area and get above, we are re-entering the December range. And our first target, once we clear this area here, is going to be 38.63, the monthly naked point of control for December. And right above that, we are going to revisit this local area of resistance where we got rejected twice, right? Back in the beginning of December and at the end of December, actually mid-December, December 16th, we hit $4,000 about 2 times. We waked up as high as 4,100 and got rejected. If we break this structure here, we're going to be breaking it completely and we're going to be headed towards a potential new high, running back up towards that 5,000 area, which is the high from 2021. So breaking above this Q4 value area high of 4,085 and closing a candle above that will be astronomically bullish for Ethereum. And if Ethereum is pumping, you know the layer 2s for Ethereum are going to be pumping. And if that's happening, you know that the altcoins are going to be running hard here as we are going to be fulfilling the data that we've seen historically, this pattern of Q1 Ethereum being extremely bullish, along with potentially Bitcoin as well. And as we all know, there's some big events happening in the first quarter, right? In this first month here, we have a big move happening with a new administration coming in that is very pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin, and a potential, right? A potential of an executive order being signed for a Bitcoin strategic reserve on day 1, which would be extremely bullish if we get that on January 20th or 21st or whatever it is. Let me tell you, buckle up, boys, because we are about to blast off. Like always, I'm Blockchain Crusader with Real World Asset Watchlist. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe, smashing those likes, and letting us know down below in the comments what you want to see here next. Until next time, see ya.